Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. We are from Group 2 MGM3113 Organizational Behavior by Mr. Nilamehan. My name is Siti Haja binti Soryani and my matric number is 207663. My group mate and I choose option 3, biography of your admired leader. The admired leader is Tun Dr. Mahathir bin Mohamad. His full name is Mahathir Mohamad. He was born on July 10, 1925 in Alor, Setara, Kedah. His parents' names are Muhammad bin Iskandar and Wan Tempawan bin Wan Hanafi. His wife's name is Siti Hasma binti Muhammad Ali. He is known as a Malaysian politician who is the fourth and the seventh Prime Minister in Malaysia, which is from 1981 to 2003, and again 2018 to 2020. Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad's first education was in Seberang Perak Malay School. His secondary education was in Government English School, which also known as Sultan Abdul Hamid College, Alor. Then he furthered his studies at the King Edward VII College, Singapore of Medicine. In 1953, he was conferred the degree of the Doctor of Medicine. Tun Dr. Mahathir then started his service at government as a doctor and a trainee, including those in Penang, Alor Setar, Perlis, and Langkawi. After that, Tun Dr. Mahathir and his wife Tun Dr. Siti Hasma opened the first Malay private clinic, which is known as Maha Clinic. From 1981 to 2003, Tun Dr. Mahathir was the fourth Prime Minister of Malaysia. He is the longest-serving Prime Minister in Malaysia and Southeast Asia, which is 22 years. He is known as a father of modernization because he changed Malaysia from agriculture country to modern industrialization country. Other from that, he returned to politics in 2016. He set up Parti Pribumi Bersatu Malaysia, Bersatu, and won in election PRU14 in 2018. So he became the seventh Prime Minister from 2018 to 2020. Throughout his service as Prime Minister, there are a lot of contributions from him. One of them is he introduced the punch card system for employees, which is still applied nowadays. Besides, in 1982, he introduced the first national car company, Proton. Since the establishment of Proton, Malaysia has a lot of innovations, design, and production capabilities. In addition, Tun Dr. Mahathir has also an active writer for newspaper before becoming a politician. One of the newspaper is The New Straits Times. He is the author of books. Dilema Melayu is the one of his literary work. Dilema Melayu told that the cultural influences are the obstacle for Malaysia's progress. There is controversy in Dilema Melayu and is inviting riots. Even Dilema Melayu prohibited for distribution, but Tun Dr. Mahathir reprinted his books when he was education minister. There are a lot of good examples of Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad that can be an example and admired. He's such a good, open-minded person and always has a positive vibes. I will pass the presentation to the next presenter. Thank you.
Hi and greetings, Mr. Mehan. My name is Amy Shafika binti Azmi and my matric number is 207469. In our study, I have identified 5 major contributions and success achieved by Tun Dr. Mahathir. The first one is educational excellence. Education was the first step in Tun Dr. Mahathir's plan to change the people and the nation. He was responsible for introducing KPSR and KBSM in the education system so that balanced individuals can be developed. He also stressed the necessity for Malaysian students to master mathematics and science in order to compete globally. In addition, he proposed local institutions to work together to make Malaysia a regional center of educational excellence by casting a wider net, instead of competing each other for undergraduate admission. Besides that, he also established the standard of higher education, computerizing public universities, establishing private universities, meritocracy, and availability of loan through PTPTN. Secondly, the restructuring of government machinery through administrative reform. Tun Dr. Mahathir has launched a variety of programs to upgrade the quality of leadership, efficiency, effectiveness, and productivity among civil servants. Some of the programs include improving work system and procedures, improving public services, changing civil servant attitude, and inculcating work ethics. Furthermore, civil servants of all ranks receive training opportunities, better terms of service, promotion, and other extrinsic and intrinsic benefits. Thirdly, foreign policy and relation. During Tun Dr. Mahathir's first term as Prime Minister, he wanted Malaysia to take part in world politics, particularly as a member of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations. His goal was to make Malaysia an economically developed nation. The majority of Malaysian foreign policy during his era was successfully implemented. Aside from that, he also maintained good relations with Taiwan, South Korea, Japan, and China, which helped Malaysia to undergo structural transformation and rapid growth of the economy. As a result, a study revealed that average growth rate in real GDP in 1988 increased to 9% from 6% in 1960, making Malaysia one of the fastest growing economies in the world. Next, development project. Through his many development projects, Tun Dr. Mahathir earned the title Bapa Pembangunan Malaysia. He has initiated and completed several projects for Malaysia such as the creation of Putrajaya as Malaysia's new administrative capital, designated Cyberjaya as the country's high technology corridor, initiated Kuala Lumpur International Airport, initiated Kuala Lumpur City Centre, and the construction of the North-South Highway. Aside from that, Tun Dr. Mahathir also introduced several other concepts, such as the Look East policy, in which Malaysians are encouraged to follow the work ethics of Japanese and Korean and use them as a model in the Malaysian workplace. Lastly, Islamic economic development. In the year 2001, Tun Dr. Mahathir declared Malaysia to be an Islamic state. The declaration became the turning point for Malaysia to rapidly become an established Islamic political economy, thus introducing Bank Islam Malaysia in 1983 as Malaysia's first Islamic banking system. Another trend associated with Tun Dr. Mahathir is the establishment of educational institutions. He has established education centers such as International Islamic University Malaysia, University Sains Islam Malaysia, and the Institute of Islamic Understanding Malaysia. Furthermore, he also initiated a course on Islamic civilization that is offered in all local universities to ensure that young people have access to scarce knowledge as they learn. That's it for my part. Thank you. Now I will pass to Imran for further presentation.
Hello, my name is Muhammad Imran Shah bin Abdul Razak and my metric number is 207648. The key lesson that I can get from organizational behavior topic, which is communication, is effective communication is a building block of successful organizations. In other words, communication acts as organizational blood. All managers and employees need to be aware of how people behave in order to provide the best working environment. There are 4 importances. The first one is communication promotes motivation by informing and clarifying the employees about the task to be done. For example, Tun Dr. Mahathir really do the job well because he knows what to do. And at some point, he managed to get appreciated and praised as a credible leader by many of the world leaders. And the second one is communication is a source of information to the organizational members for the decision-making process. as it helps identifying alternative source of actions. For example, during decision-making process, Tun Dr. Mahathir are really one of the good listener and will ask for clarification for anything they are being voiced out during the meeting. Okay, the third one is communication helps in socializing. As we know, we cannot survive without communication. And let me give you an example about which is Tun Dr. Mahathir was very good in socializing with people. It can be shown by how the Arab nation was influenced by him to oppose United States and Israel during the occupation of Israel towards Palestine and the United States invasion of Iraq in 2003. And the last one is communication assists in controlling process. Okay, it helps controlling organizational members' behavior in various ways. If we look at the 14th election of our government, Tun Dr. Mahathir principles really guide his management team to win over the election. And thousands of nations watched him spoke about the new or reformed Malaysia. As a result, our admired leader, who is Tun Dr. Mahathir, have really good communication skills that lead to our country's success and also his individual achievement. That's all for me. I would like to pass the presentation to the next presenter.
Hi everyone, my name is Nur Hafiza bint Abdullah. My metric number is 206265. Okay, now I will talk about the second topic that's related to Tun Dr. Mahathir, which is leadership. As we know, Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad has been recognized as someone that have a very strong leadership skill inside himself. According to the CRIP, leadership can be defined as the ability to gain support and cooperation together with adhering common goals rather than just meeting the requirement. Tun Dr. Mahathir became a highly respected and exceptional leader in international political arena when he brings those third world countries and Islamic countries together through the Organization of Islamic Cooperation (OIC). Besides, through the Langkawi International Dialogue (LID) Consultative Council, he successfully putting both the third world and developing countries together. As a leader, he set a very good example of being anti-race assassination. Moreover, Tun Dr. Mahathir being Malaysia Prime Minister for 22 years really changed this country in many ways. He transformed Malaysia from the third world country into a successful developing country by constructed and built various types of building and projects such as Putrajaya. It clearly proved that Tun Dr. Mahathir was a visionary leader because he has a clear idea of how the future should be. Now, most of all the project construction conducted by him became very popular and well known in Malaysia and also abroad. In 1991, he launched the new development policy which emphasized industrial and commercial development and the elimination of poverty. And then, in 1995, Tun Dr. Mahathir also established the Multimedia Super Corridor (MSC). This initiative was introduced by him to make Malaysia a global player in the information and communication technology industry. His vision towards Malaysia's progress in economic and social areas are very appraisable and should be appreciated by all Malaysians. The infrastructure and socio-economic development in Malaysia are being transformed diligently under the Tun Dr. Mahathir government and administration that managing the country from 1981 to 2003. Therefore, the nature of Tun Dr. Mahathir's high leadership skill should be emulated by the young generation today to make Malaysia more successful in the future. Okay, that's all from me. I will pass this presentation to the next presenter.
The third topic is managing conflict. Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad are very known in managing conflict either in Malaysia or international. The skill to manage conflict excellently is very important as a politician because you will be working for the citizen. Tun Dr. Mahathir continuously, diligently managing the world issue, including the Palestine issue, the Rohingyas, along with the developing and underdeveloped countries. When Malaysia is facing economic crisis during 1997 to 1998, he managed to settle it by fixing the ringgit peg to the US dollar. His action had triggered many other countries to seek advice from him. During the 25th International Conference on the Future of Asia, known as Nikki Conference, Dr. Mahathir had said conflicts must be resolved through negotiation, arbitration, and the law court. He also kept repeating that the war and battlefield is not a choice in handling political conflict. The countries are able to develop during peace, and killing innocent lives will not bring any good for anybody. This shown that he is someone that will avoid to take anybody life that is innocent to achieve the best for everyone.
Hi again, Mr. Mihan. The best takeaway from MGM3113 for my future is personality and leadership, all of which can be of benefit to me in my future career. For instance, I believe interpersonal skills are one of the most crucial topics we covered this semester. This is because this type of skill is essential when dealing with people, since work is done in a busy environment and requires the ability to deal with others. In other words, the future company I will be joining will have me working in a room under an entirely different group. I will have to get to know a number of new people, discover their preferences, and learn the best way to communicate with them. Thus, to achieve this, I need to make better use of my social awareness and develop strong work relationships. Not only that, the study of leadership has given me an insight into different styles of leadership and situations in which to employ them. When I become a leader in the future, I will try to achieve the best results for the organization by demonstrating the skills I have learned so far. For instance, when working with different subordinates, I will certainly try to adjust the leadership style to fit the situation and keep enthusiasm and morale high while also making sure the group is meeting production requirements. To conclude, the knowledge I have learned in this class will be vital in my future career. Plus, I will also seek to improve myself in any way I can by covering other topics covered in this course deal. Thank you.
Okay, now I learned about how to be an effective leader throughout this organizational behavior subject. We need to be more competent and have the leadership behavior to lead a society. As we can see, Tun Dr. Mahathir that my group chose as our admired leader is an effective leader. It is because he gave a lot of evolutions to Malaysia, and this characteristic can be an inspiration to us when we become an effective leader in future. One of the leadership behavior that I have learned in this subject is awareness. Tun Dr. Mahathir has the awareness behavior as he always aware about Malaysia's progress in line with the flow of time. So he gave a lot of development in Malaysia. Therefore, Tun Dr. Mahathir has all of the characteristics as an effective leader that I have learned throughout the subjects. Then I should take this an example for my future. That's all from me. Thank you.
This is my individual reflection. This semester, I have learned organizational behavior with my beloved lecturer Samihan about a variety of topics ranging from personality to diversity to the leadership. And many of the topics we have covered will be of great use to me in the future. For instance, I believe one of the most important topics we have covered for this semester is emotional intelligence. Learning how to improve this type of intelligence is the most important for dealing with people. I know it will be beneficial to improve in this area as work takes place in a busy environment and requires the ability of being able to work with other people. And in addition, I will need to be more aware of my own emotions and make sure I know how to regulate them. Hence, high emotional intelligence enable me to be effective and efficient in the workplace. Next, learning about leadership has taught me about different style of leadership and the situation in which to employ each type. And now when working with my other group mates or in the future working with other employees, I will certainly try to adjust the leadership style to fit the situation and keep enthusiasm and moral high value while also making sure the group is meeting production requirements. And lastly, I have learned about the need for communication. Everything seems clearer when everyone is on the same page and open dialogue. And also it is important that we need to listen to others people's opinion and allow everyone to be heard. Through communication and open dialogue, a team is more likely to produce better work. So hopefully I can apply what I've learned in the organizational behavior so that I can display the competencies of strong employee and become effective employee in the future. Thank you.
The best takeaway from MGM3113 that I can carry for the future is the step to design an effective performance management. After learning it during classes, I realized it helps me to monitor my performance and I can know if I was progressing on the right track. To create an effective performance management, I learned that I need to do 4 steps. First, to define performance. I need to set goals and communicate performance expectation. There are 2 types of goals that I need to set. One, the performance goal to target on specific things, and 2, the learning goals to enhance skills and knowledge. Second, monitor and evaluate performance, which means I need to measure and evaluate progress and outcomes. This stage should be used as an opportunity to identify problems and recognize success. The third step is to review performance, to deliver feedback and coaching. I found this step is hardly to be done as I always accept the result without doing any further review for it. But actually, feedbacks are important as it can help to boost self potential that we may not see by our own self. The last step is provide consequences. I need to administer value rewards if I'm doing great and appropriate punishment if my performance is not good enough. This lesson will keep me to do the right things with whatever I'm doing in my life in the future and making sure I'm progressing on the right track.
From my point of view, I think that the best takeaway that I got from studying the MGM 3111 course is the negotiation skill. Negotiation means a discussion between an individual to reach an acceptable conclusion for one and all. It also the skills that are required to secure better agreement among the parties involved. In an organization or in the world of business, negotiation is one of the crucial factors and element that can drive to the company's successful. In this course, I learned about the process of how should we conduct and implement the negotiation effectively and what is the things should be considered during the negotiation so that we will get the outcome same as the desired. In negotiation also, there are several types of outcomes. It can be a win-win situation or it also can be the win-loss situation. All of these results are determined by the way we negotiate with people. So studying this course has taught me of how to be a good negotiator while negotiating with others. And I'm surely will apply the model of negotiation that I have learned to improve my negotiation skill with people.
That's all from us. Thank you.